So it finishes Forest 0, Arsenal 0, and I'm going to be shameless and celebrate it like a win. The Chelsea fans did. The Arsenal fans celebrated when they lost to them. So let us celebrate it like it is a win. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, my voice has gone a little bit, but I don't care, man. What a performance. I was so proud of the boys. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed. Get your player ratings filled in. And don't forget to check out the sponsors, OK Jerseys, where you can get 15% off now. 15, not 8% off. 15 quid, 15% off the shirt. Use code FFTV15, because it's a win. So I got them to give you guys a bigger discount. Guys, where do we start? Firstly, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm still undefeated at the City Ground. I haven't seen a loss in the City Ground since a year or two before COVID. So you're welcome. Marinakis has already been on the phone to me and thanked me for my man of the match performance. So you're welcome, chat. Yeah, I said, don't worry. Come of the hour, come of the man, and up I stepped. One thing I forgot to say was in my excitement in the post match, because I was excited. I forgot to talk about Sells, man. Sells is back. Sells is back, ladies and gents. What a performance for him as well. Big up to Sells. And big up to Jess, the legend with the £2. Oh, good luck, charm. And you're my good luck, charm, Jess. Thank you so much for the £2. But look, at the end of the day, yo, bro, don't you start, man. Like, I'm sorry, but you may have bottled the league by hard draw. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd probably... I thought Anderson was really good. I thought Dominguez was really good. I thought Nico Williams was outstanding. Sells is brilliant. But do you know what it was? Like, the reason I forgot about Sells, I didn't really feel at any stage we were under the cosh with Arsenal at all. At all. And yeah, Sells had to pull out some two big worldies. But honestly, I thought we just had him contained. The banks was nice and tight. I think Murillo, after he made that silly mistake and recovered it, I thought Murillo was brilliant after that. Was brilliant. Now I'm still Dyche out, bro. Don't worry. Like, and I've been, and what I said is true. Big 6 Dyche versus other 13 Dyche. We saw the big 6 Dyche. Yeah, Gyökeres was rubbish. Gyökeres was rubbish. Your players just tried more today, don't you think? I also think, I don't know how it came across to you guys, but the 15 minutes after half time, we were all over them. Now, I spoke to Robbie and Cecil, big up to them after the match, and done some filming with them. But they were vexed, man. They were saying, I haven't seen the stats. Apparently, we had no shots on target. There's one person to thank for that. 3 letters. I'm just saying. That was the only bad player out there. He was rubbish today. The rest were just brilliant, man. Were just brilliant. I don't care if we didn't have a shot. Is that true, chat, by the way? Was there no shots on target? Was there no shots on target? I thought Jesus played really well as well. He was tireless. Makes a change instead of conceding straight after half time. Yeah, exactly. Would have blasted it. I thought Jesus bullied their defense. I also thought Madueke should have been booked like twice in that first half. But I don't care, man. I don't care. We needed a point. I didn't say those 3 letters, Brett. You did. But yeah, no, honestly, the atmosphere is quite good, especially last 5-10 minutes, man. When you just felt the whole crowd was quite relaxed about it. But the Arsenal fans were shameless, man. Every single time they got a corner, they were celebrating like they'd scored a goal. It was shameless of them. And they didn't even score one. But yeah, I wasn't happy with substitutions. Dominguez, for me, was gassed out 10, 15 minutes before he was subbed, man. He was literally who was the sub that came on? I think it was Ndoye came on for Jesus. Dominguez stood by Daesh, like doubled over onto his knees, saying, basically, get me off. And it just was ignored. It wasn't until he cramped up that they finally took him off. But I would have got rid of Gibbs-White at halftime. But out of that, I don't care. Too many happy clappers in the chat. Wake up, enjoy it, man. It was a really good point. I'd have beat your hand off. I'd have absolutely beat your hand off for a 0-0 before the start of the game. So anyway, let's get, Cho was gassing as well. Cho woke up in the second half. I thought he wasn't great in the first half. And in the second half, he actually started taking the full back on. He switched back to the left-hand side. I'm not sure exactly what minute it was, but he switched back and then he started taking on the fullback. I think it was Ben Shite, wasn't it, at right back? So he started taking him on and we looked dangerous, man. And then Nico Williams was joining him. There's a bit of double loading on that side. We looked really good. We looked really good. I didn't really understand the Ndoye going up front thing. I don't think he added too much. But yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I'm happy with that point. I can't believe, though, Spurs, like, for real Spurs. But anyway, that's the discussion. Maybe on Grumpy Old Red. So get the likes up, guys. Let's jump into the player rating. I haven't even eaten. I literally got in 5 minutes ago. I am shattered. I got a game at 9:30 tomorrow. So yeah, apologies to Sels. I don't think I even mentioned him in my messed. By the way, that recording went messed up. I wasn't even going to do it and fully messed it up. But anyway, it is what it is. He was brilliant. He was Sels of last season. I'd go a step further. That back four, I was saying to Zed, by the way, big up Zed, man. Had a great time with him today. I was saying that before the match, this back four or five, if you want to include Sels, they've had a couple of games now where they're back. It's the same back four that we loved last season. And surely this game they'll be back to themselves. And they were. I thought Milenkovic was really good today. All right, let's talk about Sels. Sels' saves were fantastic. There was one down the bridge for them in the second half. I think it was Saka's header. We were looking at it from the Trent end. It was in. It was in. And then this beautiful glove just comes out of nowhere and tips it round the corner, man. It was such a big save. Such a big save. By the way, just on a side note, Robbie and Cecil were kicking off about a penalty. Like, they're saying Einar handballed it. I need to see it back. I didn't think it was. I thought we were going to get a penalty in the first half. Was it a handball? Was it a handball, chap? Anyway, I'm going to give him, I think he's at least a 9. I'm giving him a 9.5. He was that good. I ate a burp, sorry. Excuse me. It wasn't a penalty. Sels 10, no weak wrist, made some great saves. He did. It wasn't a pen. All right, I trust you guys. I trust you. Anderson bumped Einar for me, would have been harsh. That's what I thought looked like happened. It felt like Anderson had almost shouldered Einar to like get him out the way. And then that would have just, brought his hand round. But anyway, Arsenal fans were crying about that one. I give him a 9. Let's see what you guys have done. Get your votes in as well. It's a live count. You guys gone half less than me. I got 9.5. You guys got 9.0 on the nose. Fair enough. Big up Andy in the chat. What are you saying, Andy? I saw Andy today. I saw loads of you guys today. Shout out to all the Reds I saw today. That's me, Andy, and Robbie there. New profile picture. He's Chuck Cass in the bin. Shout out to you, Andy. What was I saying? VAR says no handball. You know if VAR is saying no handball against Forest, then it's not a penalty. But what about chat, the one in the first half? Because obviously the depth perception from the Trent end, you can kind of sometimes not tell too much. It looked very close with Einar being fouled for a penalty. They did put that to VAR. Was it inside the box or not? I don't fully trust VAR. A point against the best team in the league, I'll take that all day, says Acidrian. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. How is nobody seeing Einar was kicked in the chest by a high boot just seconds before the handball? I haven't seen it back, bro. I ain't seen it back. Foul happened outside the box. It felt inside, man. It felt inside to me, but I was down the other end. Big up, Andy, man. Great meeting you today, Wolfie. Smash them likes, people. Big up to Andy, man. He was loving that result as well. Shout out to you, Andy. Very close, but just outside. Yeah, but isn't there a rule if the foul continues into the box, it's a penalty? And I don't know what the rules are anymore in football. They just make them up as they go along. Anyway, that sells 9 for you guys, 9.5 for me. He was majestic today. Majestic. Let's move on to the right back, Ola Aina. I thought Ola was very good, but I don't think he's fully fit. I don't think he's as quick as he was last season. I don't know if that's full fitness or lacking in match sharpness. Big up, Wolves. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. I just think that there was a couple of times in the second half where I can't remember who was playing on the right hand side. It might have been Hutchinson. And normally I was expecting Ola Aina to make like a bombing overlapping run, but he was quite slow to pick his pace up. And in the end, we ended up building the play again. He did some nice magic in the right wing position towards the end of the game. I got quite excited. I thought we were going to win it. But overall, I just don't think he's match fit yet, or he's still not fully fit. I thought he locked down Martinelli quite well. I thought defensively in the first half, he was very good. There was no real danger. A lot of Arsenal's attack was coming down their right side, our left side. Ola didn't have too much to do in that first half up against Martinelli. There was one where he got caught out in the first half where the ball came across the goal. He was unaware there was 2 Arsenal players behind him. And luckily, they didn't score that one. Outside of that, I think he was quite good, but I don't think he's match fit. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Good performance from Aina. You guys have gone 7.8. Aina said he hasn't got his legs back yet in post-match interview. Brett, it was obvious on the pitch. Then I'm glad he's admitted that. He performed really well without pace, if that makes sense. Once he gets that pace back, once he gets that full sharpness and fitness, hell yeah, my boy Aina's going to be cooking. Let's move on to Milenkovic. I think Milenkovic, I don't know if he was getting bigged up on TV at all, but he bullied Gyökeres, man. Bullied him. Big up FFTV. I missed your commentary. I'm glad you're doing your player rating. Yeah, big up to you. Apologies. I'm sorry. I just had to take my boy, man. Let's go vex him, man. Let's go vex him. I thought he bullied them. I thought his football IQ level was back. Was absolutely back. He was brilliant and solid today. I don't think he put a foot wrong. I have to say, I would say he was close to man of the match. He was a beast again. Serbinator was back, man. This was Serbinator 2, man. In fact, this is Serbinator 3, Rise of the Machine. That's what it was. He was outstanding today for me. I'm giving him a 9. I thought he was brilliant. Let's see what you guys said. 8.1. Wow. I think that's a bit low. Whole match was Cooper ball. Shocked Arsenal couldn't score. Arsenal, I thought, moved the ball really slow. They made it very easy for us to defend against. So I would say he was a candidate for man of the match. Murillo, for me, was sensational after that silly slice clearance he did. There was another one early on where he sliced it out for a corner, and I was like, bro, if we concede from this, man, like, seriously. Outside of that, you know what? He made some exquisite passes. Like, outside of the boot in the first half, through ball for, I think it was Hudson-Odoi down the middle. He was really good, but he could have cost us today. There was just a couple of moments of silliness. Lack of like focusing on the clearance in that first half. And then he went on. But yeah, his passes were good. There was a couple of times where he went on a run and you just like, hit it, son. Just hit it. I just want to see that net ripple, man. I want to see that net ripple. So I'm going to give Murillo an 8 out of 10. Even when Saka and the others came on, we held our own. You know what? Who was it that came on? Eze came on, yeah. I didn't even know he'd come on. Like, by full time, I didn't even know he was on the pitch or anything. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Let's see what you guys gave Murillo. You guys went about the same 8.1. Fair. Okay, and then let's do Williams. Williams was outstanding today. 2 times in the first half. He absolutely did. What's their right winger called? I forgot his name. Literally got Madueke. He did it. Madueke fouled him. The ref played advantage, which was fair enough. But I'm telling you, man, he should have come back and booked him. Both times he could have been booked. Murillo came over on TV commentary as main man. Milenkovic wasn't mentioned. Milenkovic was the better centre-back today. But Murillo was the flary one, you know what I'm saying? Williams was brilliant. The only thing, it was good to see when you go kind of in the ground, especially when Forest are attacking the Trent end. It's still, for me, when he has to cut back onto his right foot when we're in the attacking third, it does slow the play down a bit. And it's a bit predictable. Like, they've got to figure out about him going more on the outside and crossing in with his left foot. There was a couple of times where it just slowed down too much where he had to cut back in on his right. But what you notice about Nico Williams is Nico Williams is there when we're attacking and he's there when we're defending. He's just in the right place at the right time. He's like the Duracell bunny, up and down, up and down, up and down. And his positioning is quite good. So when, say, it was Callum Hudson-Odoi in front of him or Dominguez in front of him, positionally, he was good to receive a layoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was brilliant today. He was absolutely, I think he's a 9 or a 9.5. Mark saying he gives 100% every time, bro. He was brilliant today. He was brilliant. Saka did chuck him a lollipop one time. Yeah, but he still recovered it. Evening, Graham. Hope you're well. Saka starts. It's a different game. I don't think so. Saka's not been in great form. Madueke stunk it out against Portsmouth. There was a couple of times in the first half. For some reason, they were targeting the Nico Williams side. I think they would have got more joy had Arsenal attacked down their left flank. There was a couple of times where I don't know if you guys remember it. I think it might have been Madueke played in like a Zubimendi or something. I was like, they're scoring here. They were finding this little pocket channel in between Murillo and Nico Williams, where that ball was being fed into that channel. And it was worrying, but they didn't profit from it at all. So I'm giving him a 9. And you guys are giving him an 8.4. That's some agendas. That is some agendas right there. Gibbs-White, not good. Can't shoot or pass. We'll come on to Gibbs-White in a second. Okay, let's move on into the midfield. I thought this was Anderson's best game for a month. This was Anderson's best game since Spurs, where guess what? He was partnered with Sangare. And Anderson, for me, was very good in that midfield. I thought Declan Rice was kept so quiet by him and Sangare. And Zubimendi was just out bullied and out physiqued by the two of them. And his passing was on point today. It really was. And even his over-flapping on the ball, which he did a few times, he was controlling it quite well. I thought he was extremely good today. Extremely good. Like, they gave him man of the match at the ground. I would have probably said Sells, reflecting back on those saves. But I still think Anderson was a 9 out of 10 for me. I think it was a 9 out of 10. He was very, very productive in that midfield. Very good in that midfield. He actually sorted Gibbs-White out a few times as well. Rice looked well frustrated that no one got on the end of his crosses and Anderson was everywhere. He was. Anderson, again, a bit like Nico Williams, right position at the right time. If we needed him on the edge of the box, he was there. If we needed him in the middle third, he was there. If we needed him on the edge of the D, on the attacking thing, he was there. Still hasn't got that kind of final third shooting in him, but I thought he was good. I think he's a 9 for me as well. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Maybe an 8.5. I'll round it up to a 9. You guys got an 8.1. Anderson is a future Ballon d'Or winner. I'll take that. Anderson looked rested and fresh to do his thing. He knew Sangare was there and covering. Yeah, the trust was there. Exactly. Sangare, I don't think a lot of people, I don't know what you guys will rate Sangare, but I think without Sangare, Anderson doesn't play as well as he did today. I don't think Sangare had a lot of ball involvements, But what he did, man, some of his tackles in that first half were strong and solid, and the ball was being passed in a forward direction, and then he was sweeping at times as the 6. I thought in general he was really good. There was no ring rust in him at all today. And I wanted a midfield 3. I kind of think Dominguez played more as the left winger, if you like. But when Sangare and Anderson works, it just works, you know. It really works. So I think he would be the unsung hero for me of today's performance. There was one moment in the first half where I was screaming at him, shoot, 25 yards out. But yeah, he was very good today. Very good. I like that partnership a lot. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. There was some really neat little passes from Sangare, where unfortunately whoever got it didn't make anything of it, but they were really good. Yeah, they were. And usually the recipient of that was a certain MGW. Sangare anchored the team, controlled the midfield, even off the ball. If you just look at him size-wise as well, he's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's got like physique. He looks leaner. He actually looks leaner to me. And he looks a bit sharper. And he's never been a pacey kind of player, but what he does well is under pressure, he doesn't crack, right? So under pressure, when he's being pressed by 1 or 2 players, he doesn't panic. He doesn't panic at all. He just gets on with it. He'll find himself a bit of pocket of space and then make the correct pass. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does well. Big up Carl for subscribing. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Let's see what you guys gave him. 7.8. 7.8. I'm hoping this performance, our team is getting back together. Bro, this just goes further to my theory of Big 6 versus 13 is kind of underlined with this one. Anyway, you guys are 7.8. And then let's get into the number 10. Gibbs-White. I hate to say it, he was shocking. He was so bad in the first half that he should have been hooked at halftime. And you know what? It wasn't just me getting upset with him. Big up to all the Reds that were in the row behind us. Loads of them were watchers as well. Shout out to you boys. They were kicking off. I could hear the moans and the grumbles. The bit that triggered me the most with him was when the ball was played out to him in the first half. And he tried to let it run through his legs and flick it with a back heel thing in our own half. I thought he'd stop doing those things. And when he did that, we lost the ball and we could have built into a concession. You know, we could have conceded from it. That really triggered me. That really, it was unnecessary to do that. I think his passing was really bad today. There was so many loose passes made in non-pressure situations. It's not like he was under duress on some of these passes. It was just lazy passing for me. I think you're being harsh. Didn't think he was good, but not dreadful as you're making out at 6. Brucey, bro, I'm going to disagree with you. Look, I'm not saying he stunk the gaff out. It's just his issues are still the same. And he ticked every issue box for me today. The other thing he messed up on was his shooting. There was a chance in the second half where the ball broke to him we built it up quite nicely. The ball came to him on the edge of the box. And even I said, shoot, Morgs, shoot. He didn't shoot. He took a touch and then it got blocked. He had to shoot first time. The pace of the pass that came through to him was bang on the money, and then he just didn't hit it. And it was so frustrating. And then on the chances he did shoot, he wasn't taking the touch on them. I don't know if it went out for a throw-in or not, but the shot was so bad that it went towards the Cluffy stand there. His shooting was bad. His passing in general, I thought, was average. And that silly mistake in the first half. Now, what I'll say on the positives of him, he still was doing his work rate thing. Yeah, he was still running back. He was digging in and everything else. But I don't see him as a 10. I'll be honest with you guys. I just don't see him as a 10. I thought he was the only below par performance today from everyone. I include like Dan and Doy and Hudson and Doy on that as well. And there was just like, I'm trying to remember, there was other scenarios where he'd make like a wayward pass and then Anderson would have to go retrieve it and all this stuff. He should have been hooked at halftime for me, but he wasn't. And did he play out the whole game? Of course he did. I'm going to give him a 5, guys. It's probably going to sound harsh, but I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. You guys went 5.8. 5.8. Henny, giving him a 7. I think 7's crazy high, man. He's been crap since Man City showed an interest last season. Yeah, he was. Your Aston Villa, mate, just be happy with your Champions League. Oh, is that why Luke was messaging me saying thank you? Oh, I put 2 and 2 together now. You're being kind. He was crap. You gave him a 3, says Brett. I think I am being kind. I don't think he cost us anything. It's just the same mistakes were still there in his performance. Wolfie, 5 is fair for Gibbs-White. Big up to you, Jace. There was so many spaces he could have run into and didn't. Yeah. Also, the other thing that he didn't do is, well, there was a couple of times where you could see the channel for the ball to be passed into going forward on counter attacks, and some of them he didn't play through. Yeah, I would say in general, one of the things that did disappoint me was, I don't know if you guys could see it, right? But Raya, the Arsenal keeper, when they take corners, he's on the halfway line. He's on the halfway line, okay? Forest have put 11 men in the box. And when I say in the box, every single one of our 11 players is behind the penalty spot, between the penalty spot and the goal line. There's 3 Arsenal players on the edge of the D, 1 on the penalty spot, and then the rest of them pile on the back post to run across, right? It was so worrying to see, because if Sells doesn't catch it, and whoever gets the first contact, be it Forest or Arsenal, that ball is quite likely to fall to one of those. It's just the setup of our corner defense is so scary. It's completely wrong, in my opinion. And Forest had to be braver with those situations. Again, this is just me being like a little bit over analytical on it. Like, you cannot allow Raya to stay on the half. That's the goalkeeper on the halfway line. You have to commit at least someone out of the box, which then forces Raya to go back. And then that forces an Arsenal player back. I think Chelsea did it the other day where they were like, you know what, Arsenal, we're putting 3 forward, which meant they had to put some other defenders back. And it was just, look, we played really well. I was going to say we got away with it. We didn't. We got exactly what we deserved. But that corner setup for me, even not against Arsenal, has not been how I would like to see it. But anyway, that's Gibbs-White. Let's talk about the wingers. Who was on the right-hand side? Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi for me in the first half was rubbish. The second half, he was arguably man of the match. In the first half, he was doing the whole get the ball and slow the play down. And that was quite frustrating, because there was a couple of times where we could spring a counter attack and you could see the space that Arsenal were leaving in behind their defense. And we would slow that attack down, especially when Callum Hudson-Odoi was involved. Also, when he was playing on the right-hand side, because Einar wasn't doing the overlap thing, it also slowed it down. So it wasn't just Hudson-Odoi, but because Einar, clearly his legs weren't fully there, there wasn't a runner in there. You could almost say, like I was saying to Zed, I was like, Elanga in that spot, Elanga today would have worked an absolute charm on that right-hand side. We just don't have that snappy counter-attack that we had last season under Nuno, where the ball goes from Sells, passed out, in behind, into a chance on goal, where you just feel we've gone from keeper to chance in like 5 seconds. Now it's going keeper to defender, out wide, check back, and then slow the ball down. And then it sometimes ends up in a cross or sometimes ends up in nothing. I think that's the biggest mistake we're making currently, because there was plenty of space there behind. Now, I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi is that quick. Einar is quick, but obviously not at full speed. We are missing Elanga's pace. I'm not saying I want Elanga back, but you can kind of see, the difference between why we were where we were last year to why we are where we are this year. There's no real punch in our attack, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I would give Hudson-Odoi a 5 for the first half and about an 8 for the second half. Because in the second half, he moved to the left-hand side, which I was against because I didn't want him to cut in and start shooting on his right foot. But he was going on the outside quite a bit. And I actually thought he played really well on the left-hand side. In fact, on the right-hand side, he was cutting in a couple of times. And one of them, he took a shot with his left foot, which wasn't a great shot. And, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was a bit too predictable. But when he went on the left-hand side and he was going outside, I think was it Ben White there, right back? He was doing really well. And there was times where we doubled up and tripled up in that channel where he would lay it off to Anderson and Nico Williams would be there and we'd have like a 3-on-2 situation a couple of times. So I'll give him, like, what did I say? 5 first half, 8 second half. That gives him an average of what, like a 7? Well, that's easy enough. I am a 7 out of 10. Let's see what you guys did. Elanga was good because we played counter-attacking football at that time. Exactly. It dawned on me Backwell wasn't on the bench. Was he not on the bench? The thing is, I got there quite late, man. I got there quite late. There was some pure traffic on that. Well, there was some roadworks on the A52. So I didn't get to see who was on the bench. I mean, we didn't get to see any of them on the pitch. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Please hit the likes, guys, girls. And let's move on to Dominguez. I actually think Dominguez should be close to man of the match, by the way. Was Stonewall Pen VAR definitely on Forest's side? No, it wasn't. I haven't seen it. Dominguez, for me, was brilliant. Him and Nico worked really well on that left-hand side. He was everywhere. His work rates were brilliant. I think there was this lovely little flick I think he did. It's just, I like him as a player. How can I describe Dominguez? Dominguez is like, and I mean this respectfully, he's like a better version of Ryan Yates. He just works hard in that midfield with really good tackling, really good pressing. I just don't think he would be able to do too much in the final third, right? Wolfie, how many you drank today? Cho had a good game today. He works hard and held the ball up a bit. Yeah, but I thought he was very good in the second half, rubbish in the first half. Anyway, on Dominguez, I probably had him in the top 3 for man of the match. Yeah, he's like a little terrier, guys. He's like a terrier. I'm gonna give him a 9. I thought he was that good today. I'll give him a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. Dominguez was brilliant. Lacks the pace to hit on the counter attack while on the wing. Yeah, like what I say. Look, I wanted it to be a 4-3-3. He was playing as the left winger to start with. Now, the design of that system was more so that he could double up with Nico Williams on the left-hand side. And it worked. Defensively, he was very good. Wolfie says Cho is rubbish, but has nothing to say about Gibbs-White and Anderson. You must never have watched videos, bro. Dominguez plays for the badge, puts his heart in every game. Yeah, but I get that whole heart and badge and bleed red and everything. I just think he's a technically good player. But I think he's a CM. You know what I'm saying? Just an old school midfielder. Forget this 6 and the 8 thing. I just think he's a midfielder. And it's quite a rare breed right now. I don't think you'll ever get bags of goals from him or bags of assists, but he can clean up. If you're playing defensive and put him in the 10, I kind of like that as well because he would put a press on. By the way, when we pressed Arsenal, we created mistakes. Raya was kicking them out of play when we were doing some pressing. Gabriel was getting frustrated on some of the pressing as well. You saw Jesus. I need to see it back, but for a moment, I thought Jesus had gone around Raya and was going to shoot from wide left and into an open goal. I don't quite know what happened there, but Yeah, there was some half chances, wasn't there? I'm giving him a 9. Let's see what you guys gave him. You guys went 8.3. Okay, have we missed any? Oh, Jesus. I thought Jesus was very good, but disconnected from the rest of the team. He was causing, again, he was being fouled, and the refs just don't give it against him. It was really annoying. There's one where he let it run through his legs, and he had Gabriel right up behind him, and he got fouled, and the ref was like, no foul. And there was a couple more of those as well. His hold up, like, he's really physically strong, man. Really physically strong. But my issue is I would put him in the 10 because there was no threat from him in the Arsenal box. I can't even remember an attempt or an off-target attempt from him. And again, there was times where he was isolated. There was times he was bringing the ball down, looking around, and it's like, why are all the shirts around me blue? So I think part of this, the system doesn't help him, if that makes sense. But so what does he have to do when there's no around? He has to try and win a foul. Jesus always looking like he's looking for the foul more than the goal. Rate him, but he first. Yeah, but Laurie, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's looking for the foul because there's no one around him. Jesus headed a second ball chance after the corner back to the middle of the box, and there was no one there. We do need to get numbers in that box. We really do. Oh my God, man, the tiredness has just really just hit me right now, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starving as well. Starving. All right, shake it off. I need some caffeine. Damn it, the bottle's empty. Oh, gone. Just a bit left in there. Hit the like button, guys. Please do subscribe. I don't know. I'll give Jesus a 7. I didn't think it was his best hold-up performance, but I thought it was okay. Slap yourself. Mark, I'll slap you, bro. To be honest, he hasn't been winning the balls as much lately. You ever feel like Gabriel and Saliba are good, man? Like Saliba went, oh man, there was, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but Saliba did annoy me a couple of times. You guys are giving him a 6.79. Cho and Hutchinson out wide, and Ndoye center forward with no Wood. We must do something. Yeah, bro. When Ndoye came on, I was like, really? Anyway, let's get into the subs. The subs shouldn't take long. There was only 2, and the first one was Ndoye, wasn't it? I mean, he looked quicker for me up front than he normally does on the wing. So he got subbed on for Igor Jesus. He looked a bit quicker for me, but he wasn't getting a chance to hold the ball up or anything. I'll be honest with you, that sub was Dyche saying, I'm happy with the point. And Forest went basically 4-6-0, which is fine. Give me the point. I'm not saying it in a bad way. So he was like, he became the cam. If that makes sense, right? And there was no 9. So like, it didn't really get too many touches that I can remember. There was a chance where he nearly got in behind the last man when they were quite high up the pitch. I'll just give him a 6. It didn't annoy me today, which is rare with him. You guys done exactly the same with the 6. I think the only other sub was it Hutchinson, chat? Have I missed anyone? Hutchinson came on. 1 minute. 1 minute did Hutchinson come on? It must have been late. Does anyone know? And Ndoye actually won the ball back, unlike Igor. Someone tell me what minute it was. 88. I was gonna say, man, because it didn't feel like he had too many opportunities in that game. There was one lay on, man, where we cooked him down that right-hand side. Just thinking, go on, Forrest. Just do it. Thought it was better than Ndoye performance. Didn't get much minutes. Didn't get much play, but had a couple of good counters that almost came off. I think he was subbed on as Dyche didn't dare to play Taiwo where Jesus was spent. You know what? I wouldn't have been against Taiwo going on because Taiwo's the only one who scored for us against Arsenal since we've come back up. However, what it does tell you is that Taiwo is done, man. If you're putting in Doyon up front, then it's crazy. Yeah, he only got a few minutes, didn't he? Excuse me. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. You guys gone 5.9. Was one where we took a freak. Yes, that was it, James. What happened there, chat? Because Sangare took the free kick and played it to Hutchinson, and he was 1-on-1. Why did the ref call that back? Why did the ref call that back? Like, what was the reason? It looked, from where we were sitting, it looked like because, was it like, I don't know who it was, whatever Arsenal player it was too close and Sangare kind of played it off them. Ref said he hadn't blown the whistle. Shut up, man. Are you serious? Are you serious? He said it was too quick. Because he was in 1-on-1. There was only one Arsenal player left in that half. Ref wasn't ready, was talking to someone, I think. What? His mum called him, did she? What? Why? That was a really good pass by Sangare, man. And Hutchinson was in. Ref called it back because Arsenal didn't tell them they were ready. That's annoyed me, man. I thought from when we were sitting is because the Arsenal player hadn't retreated. So Sangare was doing the whole kick it off him to get him booked. So I thought the ref stopped it to book the Arsenal player. Who was the ref, by the way? He wasn't the worst, but he wasn't the best. Like, there's a few things he got wrong, but I didn't think he was that bad. But that one did annoy me. It was Mike Oliver. Oh, okay. He was crap. I hate him. Anyway, okay, let's talk about Daesh. Okay, so let me find him first. Oh my god, I'm so tired. How am I gonna get up tomorrow? It wasn't Rob Jones. It was Michael Oliver. Okay. Team sheet I liked. When I saw it, I was walking. That just arrived? I can't remember where I was. And I was like, you know what? He's picked the players. My worry was that he was going to put Dominguez on the left and stick to a 4-2-3-1, which actually worked out fine. I would have liked to have seen it as a 4-3-3, but it doesn't matter right now. Because Sangare and Anderson absolutely cooked in that midfield. The only thing he got wrong for me was the subs. I'll be honest with you, just the subs. I thought the tactics were fine. Dominguez, and it's silly little things. Dominguez should have come off 10 to 15 minutes earlier. He was out on his feet, man, in front of Daesh. That for me, like, you can say it's a minor thing, but it could have cost us. And also, Dominguez went down with cramp just beforehand to try and get himself off. Sean cooked Martin Keown after the match on TNT. Did he? Subs were right, says Tim. I'm not saying the subs were wrong. I'm saying the timing was wrong. Yeah, exactly, Laurie. The timing is wrong. And because the work rates that the players were putting off the ball were ridiculously high. Use the subs, man. Use the subs. I don't know who was on the bench, but I saw, I think Yates was warming up. Who else was there? I'm trying to think back now. I mean, McAtee. All right, Fez, you don't want to use McAtee. I hear it. And Doy was on there. Who else was on the bench? Who else? I don't know. I'm not going to ask you lot to type it. I'm not going to type it. But anyway, so that's I wouldn't even call it a negative. I'd say that's nitpicky. That's nitpicky on there. Everything else, the selection was right. The ethics, the attitude, and everything else was bang on. The best bit about it was I didn't have to look at the bench once. I didn't suddenly have, appearing on my screen. Oh, Douglas Luiz was on. Douglas Luiz should have. I would have brought on Douglas Luiz for Dominguez and gone to a midfield 3. That would have worked for me. So yeah, that was good. I could just watch the game without watching someone pick his. I don't know if he did anyway. Savona was on. I know was doing all right, but he just wasn't quick. I don't think he was knackered. He wasn't quick. 8. Oh, chat. Do you want to see something really funny? Oh, tell me I took a picture. Oh, this was hilarious. So they put the ad on the big screens. They were Oh, tell me I took a picture of this. They were advertising the Europa League match, right? Oh, please tell me I took a picture of it. Yes, I did. Okay. What player do you think they've got as the poster boy for this weekend's Europa League match? Oh, no, not for this one. It's not even for this one. It's for the Frava for Fernandes game. Who do you think is the poster boy for that game? McAtee, Hutchinson? No. I'd rate anyone who can guess it. Ryan Yates, no. Elanga, John Victor, no. Here you go, have a look. It's just hilarious, man. It's actually hilarious who they've got on there. Like, seriously. Callum Mwendo, poster boy for the upcoming home, not this week and the next one. Like seriously, man. I gotta send that to the club. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Seriously. It was so funny, man. It was so funny. He scored yesterday, by the way, in the first minute. Anyway, so apparently Callum Mwendo, he's gone out on loan to Frankfurt, but we can still use him in the Europa League. Yeah, it's Carol. According to that poster. So fear not, Jesus will get a rest on Thursday because Callum Mwendo is already allowed to come back from his loan period for that, according to that poster. Anyway, I'm gonna give Daesh an absolute solid 8.5 out of 10. I thought everything was spot on, just this little nitpicky, the subs, and that's becoming a recurring issue. It really is. Why did we even loan him out? I don't know. Let's see what you guys gave Daesh. 7 out of 10. I think that's a little harsh, man. All this time saying his name right just for him to F off, innit, Mark? I think that's a little harsh. Like, if I change my stance on Daesh, no, but I think I'm not the kind of, I give people their praise when they're due it, right? And I think he got a lot right and is deserving of an 8.5. I'm not flip-flopping, bro. I'm still Daesh out, bro. If Marinakis sacked him at full time, I'd have stood there and applauded it. How am I flip-flopping? All right, so let's just say, who's a rubbish player? Let's say Forest signed a Spurs player. I don't know, take your pick of rubbish Spurs player. Let's say Forest signed Richarlison, okay? And Richarlison was rubbish, but had a good game. Are you not all going to sit there and say, oh, Richarlison, because he's so rubbish, but had a good game? Like, you know what I'm saying? Subtiming is really annoying. We definitely need him replaced. Yeah, man. I say get rid tomorrow, but at worst case, get rid of end of the season. Ant from Gore was bang out of order the other night. Surprised you weren't embarrassed. We have spoken. Don't worry. 0 shots. You're still getting relegated. You got AFC in your title, bro. I'd be worried about you lot busting the lead more so than what Forest are doing. And you're welcome for your shirt, by the way. Anyway, so that's Daesh. I think that's pretty much it. So look, I'll have another video out for you tomorrow. There will be a Grumpy Old Reds tomorrow evening as well. I need to go get some food and some sleep because I gotta be up early for the under 15s game tomorrow. So do me a massive favor. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you're new. Check out OK Jerseys. Remember, there's a bigger discount now. Code FFTV15 will get you 15% off. Shout out to everyone I met up with today. You guys were all legends. Sorry I didn't get there quite on time, man. It was that stupid roadworks cost me a bit. Now, who should we send you over to? Is there any Spurs fans on that we can go and laugh at? Let's have a quick look. And Cass is on there. I'll send you over to Cass. So go and just call him an idiot. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.